Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button, tell a friend. Here we have another crazy story. Young Thug, he's a real thug. That's why he went to jail. Jails basically are made for thugs. So Young Thug went to jail. He's out right now. He accepted a 15-year probation. The reason why he accepted a 15-year probation, as I said, Young Thug was really not a thug at all, because most thugs know jail is where thugs go. So Young Thug went behind the bars. Instead of saying, you know what, I did the crime, I'm doing the time, he didn't do that at all. What he did, he wanted to get out of jail. So, because keep in mind, he was never a thug to begin with. He was just basically, I'm assuming. The reason I say I'm assuming, because I'm assuming thugs go to jail and they just go to jail and do their times and get out. But no, Young Thug didn't want to go do his time and get out. He just wanted to get out. So he got out, 15 years probation. That's so long. I believe 15 years ago, things were so different 15 years ago. So I'm just figure that in 15 years from today, things would be different. So basically, Young Thug decided, you know what, let me just get out of jail for a little while and, you know, do whatever he has to do. I don't know what that is, but he knows that he has to go back in. For example, Young Thug know that he can't be around any individuals who have a felon. He knows that. Young Thug knows he has to, as I said, he has to be home by a certain time. He knows that. You know, and he also knows that he doesn't want to go back to jail. So because he doesn't want to go back to jail, what's going to happen is, you know, he basically Young Thug right now, he's kind of working with the government in a sense. Not in a sense where, yeah, he's basically working for the government. For example, you know, because he's told what to do. You know, it's kind of like you have a job, you know, and your boss tell you what to do. You have to do it or you get fired. It's like Young Thug. If he doesn't do what, you know, what they tell him to do, you know, if he doesn't do what the courts tell him to do, he's going to have to go back to jail. He don't want to do that. As I said, he was never a real thug to begin with. Because a real thug knows, you know what, I'm out here doing what I got to do. If I get caught, I just go to jail and do my time and get out. So Young Thug, they said he has to do about 4 shows every year to promote peace and to denounce gang violence. 4 times a year. So I'm just at 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That's 20 shows in 5 years. 10 years. What's that? 10 years, I'd be 20. What I do? You know what I said. What's that? 20 shows, 5 years, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20. So in 10 years, he's gonna do 40 shows. 15 years, 60 shows denouncing violence. That's what I'm saying. So Young Thug is gonna do 60 shows over the next 15 years, denouncing violence, denouncing the gang lifestyle. Imagine that. So I'm trying to figure out is, how is Young Thug is going to be able to do all these things that he's required of doing. For example, if he has to testify, the government call him to testify in the case, he's going to have to do it. You know, because he's already confessed to crimes. He's already confessed to being a criminal. It's not like, you know, he was found innocent. He was actually found guilty. And he did it himself. He pled pled guilty. Think about it. Think about that. And I said Young Thug was never really a thug to begin with. Because real thugs know jail is where you go once you live in this life. But no, Young Thug couldn't handle it behind the bars. So he said, you know what? I'm willing to accept any deal in the world, just as long as I could be free, I could breathe fresh air, I could eat what I want to eat, I could watch TV. Imagine that. Imagine watching TV on a couch becoming a luxury now. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. Sure, they have TV behind the bars, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's not the same, it's not the same. So Young Thug say, you know what? I'm going to do what I have to do to get out of here. And one of those things is cooperating with the government. I heard Young Thug say one time, I'll never snitch. I'll never snitch. I'm assuming if the government called Young Thug to testify, he's going to have to say yes. If not, he's going to have to go behind the bars. And that's when you're going to realize that Young Thug was really never a thug. He was just pretending. As I said, there's nothing wrong with pretending. There's even nothing wrong with being a thug. But if you're really going to be a thug, at least live up to your responsibilities. That is going behind the bars and, you know, take your time. Could be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And come out. That's what real thugs do. So 60 free show. I mean, I don't know if the show's going to be free. I'm assuming. Denouncing violence. That's good. That's probably the best thing that could have happened. You have someone who's calling himself a thug denouncing violence. Unbelievable. They say crime don't pay. But I see them do it, though. I see them do it. Don't forget, I'm just talking. That's it. You know, I mean, he can't be around in Atlanta for the next 10 years. Most of his friends are criminals, I'm assuming. So either Young Thug is going to have to stay away from his friends, be a good boy, or go back behind the bars. And we all know that he does not want to be there because he accepted a 15 years probation. Unbelievable. But believe it or not, when you're behind those bars, you do anything to get out. You really would. You really would. Some people. If you know, some people. Hopefully, future generations will learn from Young Thug. He had a successful career. He decided to throw it all away. I'm quite certain he knew it wasn't worth it. I'm quite certain he knew that being a thug wasn't worth it. The consequence is just too much. It's just too much. It's too much for anybody, not just him. Unbelievable.